A Pokémon Presents is happening Monday the 27th, so there's bound to be a ton of Pokémon announcements. So we're going to talk about it today in the Detoid Corner. My wish, my hope, my dream is that we see a brand new Pokemon Legends. I loved Pokemon Legends. I thought it was an awesome direction for the series, even though it is sort of a spin-off slash mainline game. But I really liked that change. I thought it was awesome. And then with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it was also a new direction for the series with like 3 campaigns and whatnot. But I definitely preferred the structure of Legends, so I'm really hoping we get another one of these games. And it's obviously too soon for another mainline release, unless it's a remake, which we will get to later. But how are you feeling? Do you think we'll see a brand new Pokemon Legends this year?
It's funny that you mentioned that because I hadn't even considered the possibility of like the Legends games continuing until you mentioned it. And I was like, actually, that seems like a possible direction they could go with it. Legends Arceus was really well received from the Pokemon fan base, so I think it would be a good direction for the franchise to keep going in.
I think it'd be a nice, awesome release cadence if they were to do a Legends game and then a remake and then a brand new generation, a Legends game, a remake, a brand new generation. Just sort of keep doing that every year. Not that I want a brand new Pokemon game every year. Honestly, I would prefer if they took a break and really fleshed out the worlds, made the graphics better, all that stuff. But that's not the world we live in. Game Freak is just totally dedicated to releasing a brand new Pokemon game extremely quickly. So if I had to have it my way, I really hope they consider more Legends games.
I want to see more time between the games, though, just so they can polish them up a little bit more. Because Scarlet Violet was rough and is still a bit rough, if we're being real.
Yeah, if you want to hear my rants, you can go listen to our podcast called Spot Dodge or just my previous videos here on the channel. I've just been going in on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because, let's face it, the performance is unacceptable. Graphics, whole other thing, it's subjective. I still don't think they look good enough, but I get it if people don't really care that much. But performance is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
If I was over there running Game Freak, I would just be like, guys, let's take a quick break. Maybe give it a year or two, let the hype build up even more, and then just create something really special for people that just looks and plays much better than what we've been getting. But what do you think for 2023? What do you think we're going to get from Game Freak, Pokemon Company? Is there anything that's interesting you or that you're hoping to see?
So something that was kind of missing from the big Game Boy Advance, Switch Online announcement was the original Pokemon games.
Yes.
I don't remember seeing them. I don't think I've seen any art from promotional stuff of what's to come.
Yeah.
And with the Pokemon Presents happening so soon after, I'm like, what if Pokemon Company Game Freak was like, hey, can we not announce those during the Nintendo Direct? We want to announce it during Pokemon Presents, have it be part of our moment, which I think totally makes sense for Pokemon to do. But I would love to see those games come to Switch Online. Those are my favorite generations. Those are the generations I grew up with. I've said before, I prefer the older games to the newer games. Just because nostalgia, I like those generations of Pokemon better. And I think it'd be cool for people who didn't grow up with those to get to experience them.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. And not to mention the fact that Nintendo Switch Online actually has online features for a lot of these older games. So getting online trading or online battling in Pokemon Gold and Silver, the originals, that'd be really cool. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. And they did already announce the trading card game, but that's not, red, blue, yellow, gold, silver. It's not those type of Pokemon games. So maybe that was kind of a little preview of okay, we're gonna add Pokemon. We're just not announcing actual Pokemon yet.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope they do. I feel like Game Freak doesn't always they don't want people to think about the older ones because they like to obviously remake a lot of generations. So they don't want, I'm afraid that maybe they won't end up bringing them to the service, but it's just so obvious. Pokemon was the biggest games on those platforms. They have to bring them to Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu are very good, and they're basically remakes of red, blue, and yellow. And I've played them. I love them. They're great, but there's just something nice about the originals, and I don't think that would hurt the sales necessarily of the newer ones of the remakes, because I think it would just increase the online subscriptions. Think about Mario Party. They're putting all the older Mario parties up. I don't think that's hurting the sales of the new Mario Party games, though.
Definitely not.
I think it's just giving people more options of like, do I want to play the new Mario Party or do I want to play the old one? It just provides more options for gamers.
But speaking of sort of a fourth pillar alongside Pokemon Legends, the mainline games, and then the remakes that they do, is Pokemon Let's Go. I would love another Pokemon Let's Go game. I thought that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were really fun, and graphically, I just gotta say it, I still think they're the most beautiful Pokemon games on Switch. Yes, they were still the top-down, traditional style Pokemon game, but the character models, the Pokemon, the animations, I thought were all really good in that game. And Johto would be next. Johto's my favorite, of course, so
yes.
Man, I would love a Pokemon Let's Go Johto. What do you think?
I think that would be great. I loved Let's Go Eevee. I got the edition. I still have it somewhere here. Hold on. The Pokeball, which I made a TikTok about saying how it's the worst because it's only compatible with one game. So if they could release Let's Go Johto so that I could use this guy again, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, I always thought that when they did that remake, it was essentially like a full-blown remake of the first game, but with some Pokemon Go elements with the throwing the Pokeball and whatnot. I thought for sure they were going to continue that. Like, I didn't think it was just a one-off. Like, that was the first Pokemon game on Switch, and like it was awesome, in my opinion.
I thought it was really good. I know the fan base was kind of divided at the time from what I remember about the Let's Go element of it, where you're catching the Pokemon in like a different way than a normal Pokemon game. But it was still really fun, and like you said, it performed well, it looked great, and the controller, although I gave it crap for only having 2 buttons, was actually really fun to like throw and to use like I'm catching the Pokemon.
Yeah. My only major gripe with Pokemon Let's Go was the fact that they didn't let you use a normal controller. You had to use one Joy-Con or the Pokeball controller. Like, what? I can't just like press the A button on a controller and use the joystick on the other side. Like I did not understand that at all. But either way, I think to keep things fresh, they should continue the Pokemon Let's Go. They should throw in a Legends every now and then. They should do a brand new mainline game, of course, and then continue with the remakes, which could also be lumped in with Pokemon Let's Go. But one thing's for sure, take your time, Game Freak. Yes, we're saying we want all these games, but please, just take your time, make the games run good, make them look better. We want these worlds to look amazing. We want to feel like we're in a Pokemon universe. Do you have to release a new Pokemon game this year? No, you don't have to. But if you're going to, please make it Pokemon Legends Celebi. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are our thoughts on Pokemon in 2023. Of course, there's probably going to be some spin-offs like the ambitious, huge, exciting launch of Pokemon Sleep. I'm sure everyone's super excited for that. Is that already out?
If it is, I've been sleeping on it.
Oh. Hang on. Let's keep that.
I wasn't looking at my camera.
I wasn't either. Thanks a lot for watching. This has been D-Toyd Corner. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. And if you're feeling really generous, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.